Hi, my name is Jason Cohen, and I'm a filmmaker and photographer from Lafayette, Louisiana. In the last 5 years, I've lost over 120 pounds through diet and lifestyle changes, and I'm now working on a documentary to find others who've also lost significant amounts of weight. My hope is that through sharing their stories, that it'll provide some inspiration for others who are wanting to make big change in their life.
At 400 pounds, everything is harder. I was eating fast food normally 3 times a day. I think I figured it out one time, but it was up to, I guarantee you some days I was eating 10,000 calories, I guarantee it. I knew I had to do something. I knew if I didn't do something, I was gonna be dead. But if I had any control, the least little bit, I need to go after that, I need to chase it. Some of the changes I started making were things like, I would still go get my 2 breakfast sandwiches that I so loved, but I would grab a banana. And I think once you get that momentum going, then it starts like, what are the possibilities? You know, adding more nutrition in my diet instead of burgers. I started feeling better. Like, I feel super good. 5 years ago, Heather was putting my socks and shoes on, and last week we just climbed the highest mountain on the East Coast together. I really hope people can see that regardless of how deep the hole that they're in, or how impossible it seems to change, that change comes from a decision. And regardless of where they are, that change is out there for anyone.
My name's Josh Lajani. I'm from Thibodaux, Louisiana. And over the last, say, 2.5, 3 years or so, I've lost about between 200 and 220 pounds, with mostly just through adopting a plant-based diet and running a lot. When I was a kid, I spent a lot of my time with doting grandparents, my Mama and my Bam Bam. All through my childhood, everybody would say, oh, you're gonna be just like your Bam Bam, because I was the oldest, right? Oh, you're gonna be just like your Bam Bam, you're gonna be big just like your Bam Bam. So it becomes this thing like a destiny, a predestiny. I'm gonna be just like him. And so I had that image of what a man should be. And then I had a grandmother who always was trying to put meat on your bones. That's how you get to be 400 pounds. You start identifying with big. That's who I am, just like my name is Josh. I'm also big.
With my wife, I had tried to lose weight, once before with us together. So my wife knew that I wanted to lose weight. I would go get on her scale and it would just say error. She never cared about how big I was or anything, but she could tell that it meant something to me. And so she just came home one day and she had a scale that went all the way up to 500 pounds. And so I hopped on that scale for the first time to actually see a number, you know what I mean? So I saw a number, and that number was 397. When I see 397 on a scale, it's like, what the fuck did you do to yourself, bro? And resolved to fix this shit. Fix it once and for all.
For that first, say, 100 pounds this time, it was almost identical to what I'd always done. Sweat more, eat less. And because I want to get to a place on the scale. And I did. I got all the way down from 400 all the way down to 300. I had lost 100 pounds. I had lost 100 pounds. And then you start kind of riding on that wave a little bit, kicking up your heels a little bit and going, shit, I lost 100 pounds. Never mind, I still need to lose 100 pounds. Forget about that, You don't really, and who's gonna bring that up to a guy that just lost 100 pounds? Oh, you lost 100 pounds? Cool, looks like you could still lose 100. Nobody's gonna do that. But because I had been there to that place over and over before, and I could recognize that plateau and that slippage starting to happen. And because I was a little bit more mature as a man, and because I had become college educated and more pragmatic, I started to do things a little different. I picked up a book and read. Then I got into running, and then once I got into running and wanted to be better at that, the weight I didn't even give a shit about anymore, because I wanted to be better running. And then all the while, it's all becoming more and more and more for me. Feeling better about me. Yeah, I lost some weight. I got married. I got a degree. Quality of life compared to 3 or 4 years ago is almost uncomparable. Whereas before, it was like, not only was I heavy physically, I was heavy emotionally as well.
I'm passionate about sharing my story because I know change can be made. And if it can be made in one person, it can be made in an army of people. So I almost owe it in a way to share my story, because if I had seen my story back when I started, it'd have been a huge help.
My hope is that in sharing their stories, it'll help others realize that real big change is possible. The next question is, how can you help? The biggest way you can help us is by sharing this video with your friends and family. We have a Facebook page at facebook.com/BigChangeTheFilm where you can join the discussion and share your own stories. Also, we're looking for sponsors, backers, and partners to help make this film a reality, and more information can be found at BigChangeTheFilm.com. I feel so fortunate to have been inspired by so many, and my hope is this film will help just bring a little bit of that inspiration to you as well.